Governor Andrew Cuomo announcing New York State will sue the federal government over the recently enacted Republican tax law. The overhaul caps the former deduction for state and local taxes at $10,000. The full deduction has been especially popular in high-tax states like New York. Back with me now to discuss, Jessica Tarloff and Gina Loudon. Jessica, I want to start with you. Can you sue the federal government over a law enacted by Congress?
You can, but legal experts are saying they're not altogether clear on whether this lawsuit has any legs, as Cuomo's laid it out. Apparently, by the end of the month, there'll be more clarity as to what he's arguing here and how he's going to defend this. But as it stands, I think you just saw the start of the Andrew Cuomo 2020 presidential campaign more than anything. The argument that he's going to be making is that essentially New York State residents, and this is California, New Jersey as well, are going to be taxed twice, and it's unconstitutional and a violation of states' rights and equal protection, and we'll have to see the details.
The blue states have been very upset about this.
I'm very upset as a blue state myself.
Because you're paying more tax, or because you think it's unfair?
I mean, I don't necessarily want to pay more tax. Generally, it seems unfair that we would have states that are fully supporting other states. And we know that a lot of blue states do take care of red states. That's something that's obviously been going on forever. So I think the tax plan has more general problems than just this. And a lot of New Yorkers and New Jerseyites and Californians can't actually afford these types of things. And I believe that as a society, we should be helping those who are less well off than we are. And that's something that we do really well as Americans. So I do understand that argument. But we'll just have to see if it has any legal standing.
Gina, is this SALT deduction, as a lot of people are claiming, is it not just a subsidy for these high-tax states?
It is absolutely a subsidy for the high-tax states. And Cuomo doesn't like it, that he's going to have to take a look in the mirror and say, well, gosh, why are we overtaxing our people? Because that's what this really comes down to. That's why these blue state Democrats that have way overspent are up in arms about this. And it's to be expected. But here's the deal for Mr. Cuomo, who, as Jessica said, just launched his presidential campaign with this publicity stunt. It is that by most standards, most people say that even New Yorkers are going to do better under this tax law. So to try to pretend otherwise is disingenuous, and I'm afraid he's not going to have his own constituents on his side in this once they start seeing these breaks.
I think that he will absolutely have his own constituents on the side. I mean, blue states are in mass revolt. I mean, there are people in red states as well who are upset about this tax bill. It's not just about the SALT deductions. There are a lot of things in there. Even Marco Rubio has admitted that this tax bill probably did a little bit too much to help corporations out. So I don't think this was purely a publicity stunt. I think he is voicing concerns that, yes, a lot of wealthy Americans might have. But when he makes the point about income inequality and what this tax bill is going to do to expand income inequality in this country, which is already wildly out of control, I think he's completely on point.
Gina, when you talk about the
corporations create jobs, we're not going to probably agree on that, Jessica.
Trickle down. Give middle class and lower class Americans a direct individual tax cut.
But here's the thing. Just because you lose both bodies in Congress and because you lose the presidency, you don't just get to go judge shopping to create your own legal outcomes. They didn't win an election. The Democrats are way down in their fundraising, and they're upset about this tax law, and I believe that's what this is really about.
Well, I don't know. You should talk to President Trump about judge shopping after you've seen some of these guys out there who've never, defended anyone, been in a courtroom. I forget the litany of other things that his nominees have not been prepared to do. So
I think we have an ideological difference about taxes.
But we do like each other. So.
Gina,
real quick. Each other, and you've done a great job today, John. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Gina. Real quick, why is it so unpopular? We have 5 seconds.
It's so unpopular because it's trying to override the will of the people.
Sorry to cut you off, Gina. Thanks for watching. Charles Payne will be back tomorrow. Lou Dobbs is next.